Hello! In this tutorial we are going to be creating a beautiful custom dyed cloth using a dual process system. We're going to be doing resist dyeing as well as block printing to create beautiful unique cloth with our own unique patterns. For this you are going to need several supplies. You're going to need some white glue such as Elmer's glue. You'll need a baking tray or some surface that can be kept clean to keep your table clean. You'll want a styrofoam piece, flat piece of styrofoam to use for your block printing. Have some simple cotton cloth that can take the dye. You'll need some carving tools for creating your block print using styrofoam. And you'll also want a paintbrush or sponge and some fabric dyes / fabric paints. So once you have gathered all your supplies, you'll be able to begin the process of dyeing your own unique piece of cloth. To begin, place your cloth on a surface and then begin applying the glue to create a simple pattern. You don't want an overly complex or overly detailed pattern, but make nice clear shapes with your glue. We have a little floral pattern here with some dots that we're adding. Then you'll need to let your glue dry completely. When the glue has dried completely, you can begin applying the fabric paint or fabric dye. You could use a brush or a sponge for the application of the dye, and you might want to mix in just a little bit of water as you help spread out your fabric paint, fabric dye, and just wiping it into the fabric and combining colors. I wouldn't go crazy with too many colors for this base layer, but you can already see how the glue is helping some portions of the fabric to resist the dye. Then you need to let that dry. When that has dried, you can do your block printing. For the block printing, you'll take your styrofoam plate and you'll use your carving tools to create some pattern. It can be really fun to combine dots with lines, so you can stamp dots into your block printing. You can create lines and simple shapes to create a pattern that is going to contrast with the background you've already created. Apply the fabric dye to your block printing plate that you've created, and make sure to apply it very thoroughly all over the surface. You want to get a good amount on, not way too much, not way too little, to get a nice result from your block printing. Take your printing plate and press it firmly all over the plate so that you get a good transfer of the dye onto the fabric, and then lift it up. You will then repeat this process of repeating to apply the dye and repeating to press the plate onto the fabric, and just get a repeating pattern going all the way across your piece of fabric. When you have finished, you will need to let this completely dry. So let this next stage of the dye set and dry onto your piece of fabric. Then when that is ready, you can get some water and you can begin to wash it. The main reason, what we're really trying to get out here, is we're trying to dissolve the glue. That is going to require some scrubbing. So you can see you will have to manually scrub the fabric and scrub that glue out. But you will begin to see how the fabric that was protected by the glue has kept its original color to a large extent, and that glue prevented the dye from seeping into that portion of the fabric. And you'll really get to see the beautiful pattern come out. When you finish scrubbing all the glue out, you can let your fabric dry, and you will end up with a result that looks a lot like this. You've created your own custom patterned piece of fabric. What are you going to use your custom fabric for? All right, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. We'll see you next time. Bye!